I'd just like to, first of all, put up a word of defense for David Wilcock. I just saw a post on him, and there were a few positive comments and then the usual bashing fest took place. I don't tend to read comments on posts as a rule, except my own because the people who follow me aren't negative. I guess I choose my friends well, don't I? In any case, for those people who are critical of Wilcock because he's changed his MO from free videos, free TV shows, free information or providing inexpensive books to read, to making offers of schooling you for a price, and really pushing the spiritual courses, which I might add are a good idea, same as Corey Good for that matter, he's making money off of offering spiritual courses. Bear in mind that Wilcock is at the same place I and other light influencers are at, boredom, feeling stagnant and frustrated that the RV is taking so long and that we can't move forward without our Zim funding. What David Wilcock did was use his own personal income to start up a business that will focus on bringing us new technologies and free energy. Did you know that? Oh. So now he's not such a bad guy, is he? Is he spending his time in the Bahamas, lounging around drinking pina coladas under grass umbrellas? Is he traveling the world? Did he take the money and sail the 7 seas? I doubt it. He's continuing to work for you. That's another thing you critics don't understand about us, folks. We can't not work for you. Once you tap into that consciousness that says that your life is to serve others, forget it, there's no going back. It's a stronger force than mind control. Does anything stop me? No, I keep at it daily because that's just what I do. It's who I am. This is a force that's intrinsic to who I am, and obviously these other influencers are the same. They overcome all obstacles to see to it their life's work is done. I don't do it for the accolades, for fame, for money. I do it because that's what I came here to do. So does he, obviously. We're just not the type of people who are happy to sit around and wait. Just doesn't work for us. We're go-getters and we can't wait to put our forward thinking into action. Come hell or high water, we find ways to do it. Does it surprise you, after all Ivo has said in our videos, that money should be the stumbling block to our success? No, obviously it's there to restrict us. For those who don't have financial restrictions, then the government will restrict our success through application of patents, etc. Wilcock is absolutely aligned with the greater good of all. Unfortunately, he still has to do this in a world where cash is king. That's the problem we all have. What counts more than money is one's intentions. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's ignorance of the truth or lies that triggers the ego into fear. Get the facts, and you'll see things in a different light. Corey Good is probably paying for his legal fees because he took his worst detractor to court. Remember that, folks, you are liable for whatever you say, and social media is proof positive that you said it because it can be screen printed and kept as proof. Same as taking artwork you haven't paid for is also illegal and subject to legal action. Life is not a glass house. Life is a room of mirrors and all of them reflect either your beautiful or your ugly thinking back to you. It doesn't matter who your opinion is about, what is reflected back to you is that you can harbor such negative thoughts. Something to consider whenever you want to ego bash another person. It's time for everyone to do their damnedest to leave fear behind. We will be turning a corner soon and the wheat will be separated from the chaff. Don't think because you are born a starseed that you're immune. There are many who have not made any attempt to fulfill their life's contracts, and some who have even willfully cancelled them. I didn't cancel my contract with the light or the dark. I don't even know the details of it. I just do the best I can do every day and I remember that if there's negative crap between my ears, it's up to me to sort it out. It's not anyone else's fault or their problem. And I keep open to learning more all the time. What can you start today? Can you start even saving money towards your own personal project? Why wait for the RV? Why wait for the Saint Germain funding? Save anything you can or find a volunteer project that aligns with your life's vision. Addiction is mind control. Why do I say this? Yesterday, although trying to go low carb again, I went to get French fries at the stand. They put on the gravy that I said I didn't want to have. Today I was thinking of fries again, but because of that gravy, I wasn't going back there. I had another thought of fries. Nope, not going to have any. So I see a cake. I realize that this is not me thinking this. I don't want any of this. As a matter, breakfast was overdue and that's what I needed to eat, not fries or cake. It's mind control. When they realize you are not going to do it, they switch their game strategy. It strikes me as incredulous that some beings, whoever they are are busy trying to put thoughts of cake into my head. Really? They have nothing else to do? You're overweight because you're mind controlled. You're addicted because you're mind controlled. And they're rich because you're mind controlled. You don't need a diet, you have to fight mind control. They're not cravings, they're imposed thoughts. Ivo, only to the extent that you enjoy the foods and want to repeat this enjoyment, or you desire remaining overweight for whatever reason, are you working with them. When you say no, they will try to continue to entice you. Me, later on, Ivo, I shook my head and asked what this possibly could have to do with reality, and then I intuited the 7 deadly sins: lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride. Then I thought about what Archangel Michael said in our group yesterday: this plan has been worked on for eons, my children. Eons, we of the light knew this would happen and we could not prevent it because it was the will of the people upon earth to succumb their state of mind to materialism. They turned away from God, in favor of acquisition, so then they were primed to be further exploited by races that were already causing war in the galaxy. They fell victim to these races through their own greed and attracted to them that which they emitted. They attracted these greedy, exploitative, domineering races to the earth. Yes, the problem with the people of earth is they turned away from God and became greedy, materialistic, and greedy. Ivo, so then you must look at other forms of greed, such as lust. Me, what about it? Ivo, lust is the search for sex for its own sake, for pleasure of the body. When one lusts after others, they have sex indiscriminately, with no thought of the soul, or that intercourse is a union between two parts of God and is holy in itself. There is none of that with lust, it is simply a release that can create pleasure, but that in itself is not the idea. Look at sloth, then. When one is lazy, one enjoys the feeling of doing little. This is a reversal of universal law. The universal law of action requires that one take action in order to create one's abundance and help with the abundance of others, but in fact the lazy person does no such thing. Wrath in itself feels like empowerment to the one who is disempowered, but to become angry at another is not the way of those of the light. So this, too, is an abomination of universal law. When one envies another, this signifies that this one feels there is not enough for them, or that their life is faulty in some way. Life is never faulty, so this is an abomination of universal law. Me, so how is gluttony an abomination of universal law? Ivo, taking more than one's fair share, that is gluttony, overdoing it. So if you eat that which is for another to eat, you imbalance the world. If you hoard or you store away for yourself, you are taking from another. Me, I thought there was enough for all to have abundance. Ivo, there is, but this abundance is created when desired. Because man is a creator. To overeat, of course, imbalances the body, and there is the metabolic slowness that each laments as a result of overeating. To some extent, it is. When one looks in the psyche of the overeater, one will find imbalances such as too little of this or too much of that. Seeking balance is the lesson here. Balance in life will balance the chakras. In your case, my dear, you work too much and recreate too little. Me, there's nothing to do. I'm not going to start heli skiing at 60 years old. Ivo, there are other ways to recreate. You go to your neighbors and talk for a few hours and enjoy their company. That is one way. But there are more ways. You can walk in nature, or go to the park, seek balance within your life and do not listen to the voices that seek to imbalance you. And yes, listen to the wisdom of your old 12-step groups that said never let yourself get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. You were overly hungry at the point this craving came up, but today finally you realized that you had a plan to eat, and that the thought of cake which arose after the initial French fry thought seemed foreign to your mind. You were busy working, so much so you skipped lunch, and became hungry. They realize this is a good time to start attempting to get you to overeat. This is done with many of you. And you realize the reason for this is because they have poisoned your food supplies in order to throw your hormones out of balance. Occasional overeating in the past is now done daily and it is commonplace. This is due to mind control. Me, it just seems strange that reptilians are trying to put thoughts of cake into my mind. Ivo, imagine how empowered you would feel if your body were normal weight, and you were able to walk easily again, you were not sick with allergies and other hormonal imbalances. Imagine how you would be empowered. Me, true. Makes me want to do it now. Just to spite them. Just to prove to them who's master of this body. Ivo, I wish you would. Me, yes, I'd have a lot of erasing to do. 20 pounds due to antidepressants, 30 pounds due to quitting smoking and an M&M's habit. Now I feel like it. I'll do it just to piss them off. Ivo, for whatever reason, my love, seek balance within yourself and your eating will follow. Me, thanks Ivo. Well, there you go folks, another chapter from What a Strange World We Live In.